sides line up. Richie Mathers has escaped suspension. He plays, and he's playing against his former club, of course, as is Mark Calderwood. It's Phelps, Carmont and Colbon, Barrett, the skipper, and Luluai. The forwards, Fielden, Hyam, Palliasina, Coley in the second row, Hansen and Tompkins. And the bench occupied by Prescott, O'Carroll, Mossop and Smith. The coach is Brian Noble. Now the champions, Webb at fullback, Smith, Ablett, Senior and Tansey, who got a hat-trick off the bench last week, Maguire and Burrow. Forwards, Luluai, Diskin, Peacock, Lauer-Titi, Ellis and Sinfield, who's the captain. And the bench, Scruton, Burgess, Worrell and the exciting 17-year-old Callum Watkins. The coach is Brian McLennan. So the Leeds Rhinos, their second visit to the JJB Stadium this year, facing Wigan for the fourth time in 2008. They lost 2 in Super League, home and away, but they won the Challenge Cup tie 23-16 at Headingley in May. They have lost the last 5 weekly rounds in Super League to Wigan, 3 at home, 2 here. Their last win against Wigan in Super League on the 9th of June 2006. So that should do a bit of confidence in the Wigan camp, unless they edge Warrington out of 4th. This is their last home game of 2008. They've won 9, lost 3 here this year. The 3 who've gone home with the points: Catalan Dragons, St Helens and Huddersfield. They have beaten Leeds, as I say, home and away already this year. And Hull KR's astonishing comeback at Warrington last Sunday offers the Wigan Warriors the hope of finishing 4th. And they do face the top 2 sides in their final games. And the crowd on their feet. They've had a great year's entertainment here at the JJB Stadium, and they will be saying farewell tonight to Trent Barrett. It's his last year, of course, at Wigan. He's been released from the final 12 months of his contract, and Barrett will go home to Cronulla next year. So is this his swan song on this ground? Ashley Klein is the referee, the man in the middle. And we're just about ready to go. This JJB Stadium pitch is lush. It looks absolutely magnificent, of course. And, well, an important 80 minutes lying ahead for both Wigan and Leeds. Wigan win, Steve, both Saints and league leaders. So a huge cheer coming in from the other end of the East Lancs Road.
Certainly is, and it's going to be a real clash tonight. And we see the sprinkling in the three-quarter line. There is so much quality and class there. But Brian Noble, he's an old stager, this fella. He knows what it takes in the big crunch games, and this is a big crunch game for them tonight. They realise that they've got to get on top in the forwards. Remember, the last time Leeds visited here at the JJB, Wigan went to a 17-0 lead. Leeds came back. It was all to no avail. But Wigan realise that they have got to get into the faces of the Rhinos very quickly indeed.
And they have there Jamie Peacock dumped to the ground by Joel Tompkins, Andy Coley and Feka Palliasina. This now is Kylie Luluai for the Rhinos. That's the second tackle of the match tonight. Diskin is the dummy half, and Ali Lauer-Titi on the break. Ooh, if he could have slipped the pass then. Brent Webb was away, but he held on under pressure from Tompkins again. Diskin gives the ball once more to Peacock. This time he goes without it, and Cameron Phelps comes up with the possession for the Warriors. It's now with Palliasina operating from the start tonight, not the battering ram brought off the bench as in previous weeks.
Pretty good work there by the loose forward Joel Tompkins. It was him that got their hands to it first, just in time, one-on-one. Play on, says Ashley Klein.
This is Mickey Hyam now. Here is Tompkins. Tompkins goes down under the challenge of Rob Burrow and the big Kiwi Ali Lauer-Titi. Hyam to Barrett. Barrett, good raking pass. Finds Harrison Hansen, who in turn finds George Carmont. Carmont attacking them down that left-hand side. Desperate defence by Ablett. The ball is looped then on the bounce into the arms of Trent Barrett. And Barrett will attack them again down there, taking on Danny Maguire. The Leeds defence this time, though, standing firm. That's the last tackle for Wigan. Carmont is in at dummy half, and he passes the ball quickly to Luluai. Luluai's chip towards the in-goal area is diffused in goal by Rob Burrow. A restart on the 20-metre line. Burrow anxious to get on with it, and here goes Jordan Tansey.
Good work by the centre there. George Carmont put Wigan into a very good position down that left-hand side, but it just shows you that these days in Super League, every player reads the play well, and on that occasion Rob Barrow, he sniffed it out, he knew the kick was coming over, diffused it, and that's so important. You read it when you're in defence just as much as when you have the ball in hand.
Matt Diskin waits at dummy half for the Leeds Rhinos, spins away from the would-be tackle of Coley, gets the ball then to Lauatiti. Lauatiti just dumps the ball into the arms of Jordan Tansey, who had to stretch behind him and pick it up. That's the last tackle for Leeds. Burrow dummy half. He finds Maguire, and a crossfield kick from Danny Maguire. And the referee says that they were all offside over on that far side of the field. It's a penalty to Wigan, standing inside the 10.
Just moved a little bit too quick before they could get the kick away from right into the corner there. You see Maguire just in front. Well spotted by Ashley Klein. Maguire got plenty.
His touch judge as well, I think.
He got plenty of height on it. Well, what a start to this game from Ali Lauatiti. So often utilised as a super sub, but not on this occasion. He's on fire at the moment.
Hull desperate not to go to Wembley at the foot of the table next week. They lead the Harlequins by 8 points to 0 in the other game that's taking place tonight at the KC Stadium. Here it's Barrett, fires the pass. Oh, big hit that was by Tansey. Oh, and he felt that. He felt that, Cameron Phelps.
Oh, that was a big collision. There's a bullet pass that went out there to the centre, and he just got lined up. Big red cross on it there. Phew.
Good defence from Tansey. This is the last tackle here for Wigan, and Lulawai with a high kick. Good kick too, but Lee Smith with plenty of pace was able to get to the ball before it hit the deck. And a great challenge from Mickey Hyam. Hyam, who is on his way out of Wigan at the end of this year. He's had a great 2008 though, has Mickey Hyam. This is his 93rd consecutive appearance. And he's rumoured, although we won't probably know until the beginning of September, he's rumoured to be going to Warrington. Won't be confirmed.
Mickey release. I shake his square short. Go. Jamie. Foot.
Here now comes the big forwards again for the Leeds Rhinos. Kylie Luluai. He'll play the ball here to Diskin. Diskin to Burrow. Burrow with the kick.
It's a good one too. Now, how good is the chase? Leeds fans give Richie Mathers a round of the kitchen. They obviously felt that he should, lashed out there. Now then, the fullback lashed out, and Rob Barrow counted all the studs right across his nose.
Lauatiti wasn't too happy with the challenge either. Here is Harrison Hansen.
What's the lash out there? Oh.
Well, that was a dangerous kick out by Richie Mathers, who's in this match because Perry Mason, or Brian Noble as he's known in this part of the world, did the trick again at the disciplinary committee midweek. That's a knock on by Mickey Hyam.
I think it's a bit hard done by there. He wanted to get on with it, and you can see there that Sinfield was all over him. They didn't go either side. Sinfield went across his line, and that's the reason why Hyam gave a real wry look at the man with the whistle, Ashley Klein. He did lose it, but this is the incident there. Lashing right out.
Referee has asked the captain, Trent Barrett, to come to him while we watch this.
Well, is this the incident that's going to be put on report?
Yeah, basically there's an incident back there with Richie Mathers in the ruck area. He's kicked out. We're just going to place that incident on report. Restart with the scrum.
Well, Richie Mathers is in the wars with the disciplinary procedures at the moment. Sent off here last week, and they will have another look at that.
Well, it was silly play. He didn't have to do it. I mean, he's sort of trying to lash out to get to his feet. That's going to be the big question. And we'll find out soon what the answer will be.
Senior gets to his feet, plays the ball to Brent Webb. Brent Webb is tackled by Barrett, who plays it quickly to Jordan Tansey. Tansey gives it to Lauatiti, who's there in support.
A lot of the Wigan players claiming that Webb moved off the mark from where he was tackled. Klein says play on, let's get on with it. This is danger for Wigan.
Well, that's forward surely from Burrow. Looked it.
Certainly was. Got away with it.
Diskin. Back it comes to Maguire. Maguire then fires the pass. This is Sinfield. Sinfield to Ablett. Referee says stand up to Carl Ablett, but he had Carmont all over the top of him. Oh, that's been knocked. Oh, it's play on.
Surely he's offside.
Well, I thought that was off a Wigan hand, but anyway, Calderwood will go the length of the field and touchdown under the post. This will surely be handed upstairs to the video referee.
I don't think he'll be given.
It looked like it came off a Wigan hand.
I think it was offside. But we'll have to wait and see on the slow motion replay.
Calderwood hasn't scored many while he's been at Wigan, but he does all right against the Leeds Rhinos. That might be off a Leeds hand.
Well, the referee was very confident because he immediately shouted play on to all the players. He felt as though it went off a Leeds player and backwards.
Was it Webb? It's Webb that goes up. Does he get a fingertip? It is. Webb. He's the most prominent with the fingertips amongst there from Barrett. Will they give the benefit of the doubt? That's banged away by Webb. As far as I'm concerned, the intention from the Leeds fullback was to bring this ball back in play, and if that is the case, the Calderwood race-away try will stand.
Well, they're just looking to see whose hand it is on the ball, but best of luck, fellas.
Well, I think it's Webb. Yeah, it's gone right the way between the fingertips of Trent Barrett. You can see the momentum of the hand. I think Barrett's trying to catch the football, and Webb has punched it away. That has got to be play on, surely. That's at normal speed. That's the reason why we have to have the video referee. I honestly feel that Webb, you can see with that, the hand goes right the way through, dissects both the arms of the Australian Trent Barrett. And that is play on.
Tompkins picks it up. He knows he mightn't have the pace, but he knows Mark Calderwood has.
He did the right thing.
Another man who is on his way out at the end of the year, Mark Calderwood, is still not convinced.
Well,
Steve Ganson is the video referee, by the way.
I think that Barrett is trying to catch it. So therefore, if it's knocked away, then it's got to be play on.
Brent Webb has the win in this collision. He's up first, he's dominant, he makes a clear and deliberate strike at the ball. The question is, does it come off Brent Webb and accidentally then brush the hand of Trent Barrett whilst he's in there? That's the debate, the decision. I think that's got to go. A hand down from Brent Webb. Thus, Trent Barrett didn't make a clear play at the ball. He didn't get a clean touch.
It's a
I think that's got to be a try.
I reckon it's a try. All the players are nearly on the halfway line. They feel it's
Well, they're looking at the big screen. And the crowd now going absolutely potty here.
Great skill from Brent Webb to be up first to make the collision, but the fact the fullback is in the line, jumping and competing, there's no one out the back of the line picking up the loose ball.
I'm with you, Paul. I think that Trent Barrett is trying to catch the ball, and the momentum has definitely come from the hand of Webb, who is deliberately knocking. You can see his arm goes right, it dissects the two arms of Trent Barrett. This has got to be play on.
Well, that's your view, but Steve Ganson is not 100% convinced.
Well, I am. I think everybody here, even the Leeds players, they're on the halfway line.
Well, ultimately, he's just got to make a decision. Whether he gets this right or wrong, he has to finally come up with a judgment call here.
It's going to be a knock-on or offside.
I don't think we've ever viewed a decision more times than this single one.
It's either a try. The longest since '96, Apollo Perellini, London Broncos against St Helens. It's 3 minutes 40 seconds now.
And it's counting. I mean, you can see Webb's hand goes right the way through it.
Well, Steve Ganson, Steve-O, is watching exactly the pictures you're watching, and yet he is not convinced. If he looks at the grounding, which he is now...
It's a try. At nearly 4 minutes, you may as well add another 2 seconds. We've got it. It's a record. 4 minutes on the videotape. Is it TRY?
Yes, it is. Well, it took an eternity.
supporters think you got it right, and that's the reason why I looked at it so often. But I'm delighted for Mark Calderwood, you know. I think you have to go back to Easter Monday, the last time he scored a try. And it's amazing when you think 3 years ago, Paul, he scored 27 tries in a Super League season. His confidence has been eroded, but I tell you what, he's reacted so well here, responded to Tompkins' pickup, and look, he's instantly in support. He wants the ball in his hands, clear onto the line.
That's almost a fire on Edwards at the peak. Any kind of sniff, any half break, and they poured through in support here at Wigan.
And Cameron Phelps is the man charged with the goal-kicking responsibility tonight in the absence of Pat Richards. Bang in front of the sticks, he does not make a mistake. And just a few seconds ago, Cameron Phelps added the 2 to the Mark Calderwood 4. Only the second try of the season for Calderwood. 29 tries now. This is his 69th appearance for Wigan. This is his Leeds statistic, 106 tries in 143 appearances for the Rhinos. Statistics or damn lies, what do you say?
I think eventually they've got there with the right decision. To me, the power of Webb's hand that went right the way through Barrett's arms was convincing enough as far as I'm concerned. Either way, let's get back to Rugby League football. We talk about the Olympics and people breaking records. I think Mr. Ganson just found one himself.
It was the 4-minute video referee decision, not the 4-minute mile. Luluai gives it to Barrett. That will up the St Helens' confidence. And here is Brent Webb.
That's a good kick as well, and a good chase. The one thing that you always get when Trent Barrett is out on the field of play, that he's a quick thinker. He knows exactly how to turn the team around, and they've got the flying start that they had the last time that Leeds visited here, and they had even more. Remember, it was a very sluggish Leeds side that did come out in the second half and produce some scintillating Rugby League football. That is great defence.
Fantastic from Paliacina, and Ellis was going backwards all the way then.
And Paliacina needed a big shot. He is, without a doubt, the target for the Leeds Rhinos going forward. They've moved all their play into that middle channel. Are you going to run at Stuart Fielden or Mickey Hyam? They're going to go at Mickey Hyam. Are you going to go at Vecchio Paliacina or Stuart Fielden? They're going to go at Paliacina. So they're the 2 targets in the middle unit that the Rhinos have picked on for most of the game so far.
Liam Colbom will play the ball here too. Richie Mathers. Mathers is halted by Ablett and Lee Smith. Well, Leeds have had plenty of possession, but Wigan have got the points. They lead 6-0 after 10 minutes. Hyam, dummy half. Barrett and Coley. Next try for Andy Coley will be the 80th of his career. Paliacina again, and Ellis stands his ground. Wigan just shy of the halfway line on the last tackle here. Here's the kick from Barrett, and that's straight down the throat of Brent Webb. And the fullback will run it out, but only as far as Coley and Hyam.
That amazed me there. Trent Barrett went for the long kick because Webb was right underneath his own sticks, and there was golden opportunity maybe just to chip over the top. Did that look slightly forward according to the crowd here? Yes.
Eddie, Wigan's success this year has been built on a strong foundation of defence. They've forced their opponents to come up with handling errors inside their own half, and I think for that reason Leeds are adopting a more conservative approach at getting out of trouble. It's been single-man carries, which you don't always see from the Rhinos. They've been helped here by a penalty.
Helped by a penalty because Paliacina was all over the back of Andy Coley, and the Leeds man could not get to his feet. This is Peacock now for the Rhinos, with Maguire and Burrow. Burrow to Lauatiti. Lauatiti looking to open them up down this left-hand side for Leeds.
It's important that Wigan, when this big fella Lauatiti gets a football, they've got to make sure they get his legs and then try to smother the ball.
Sinfield's pass finds its target, which was Luluai. Diskin to Burrow. He switches the direction of the attack. Here is Sinfield again. He slipped one net, and he's going with back to the post. That's the 4th tackle. They're right underneath the Wigan sticks. Diskin gives it then to Maguire. Maguire just tries to fool them with a little dummy. Gets the ball away to Diskin. Knock on. Knock on, says Ashley Klein. He was perfectly positioned.
Golden opportunity there. Beautiful play by Maguire. It looked as though the tackle had been made, but Maguire struggled out. Diskin was on hand. The pass was sensational. It should have been try time. Thomas Luluai, the contact, the hit, the ball carrying arm, he just couldn't keep hold of it.
Well, you need a little bit of luck to win big games, and you've got to work exceptionally hard. And Thomas Luluai really did pull himself out then for his teammates. Leeds had Fekir Pellicina inside out. He was leaving holes at the ruck. He was staying where he shouldn't have done. They were turning the ball back at him, and his teammate, fellow Kiwi, really stepped up and saved the day.
Thomas Luluai and Brent Webb, the only Super League-based New Zealanders who are in the World Cup squad for the Kiwis for the forthcoming World Cup. Here's a penalty for Wigan now. Keith Senior, who no doubt is in the England squad, though it's not been announced officially by the Rugby Football League for England. He's the guilty party here.
Yeah, a lot of people, for some unknown reason, are getting upset about the fact that Tony Smith hasn't released it. So what? He's the boss. He's only going according to the plan. He's given the organisers in Australia, he's given them who he knows his squad, but the mere fact he doesn't want it made public, that's his choice. Get off his back.
Tony Smith, by the way, will be our special guest on Boots and All later on in September, just before he heads off to Australia for that World Cup. Oh, great ball from Palliasina to Mathers. That was wonderful work by the Wigan prop forward.
Hasn't he improved, you know? Palliasina, mainly just as a battering ram, like this fella as well, and he's looking to offload too. It's Fielden.
Great work from Stuart Fielden. Wants to get up on his feet and does so. Plays it to Hyam. Here is Luluai. This Palliasina. That was a great tackle low down by Luluai. Luluai a bit groggy as well. Barrett, Wigan attacking the line. This is Tompkins.
Dink into the in-goal area. They've got to apply the pressure. Keeping on.
Last tackle here. And here is Barrett. And he drifts the ball behind the Leeds defence. It's well picked up by Matt Diskin. He's collared by Stuart Fielden.
Idea was good, just didn't have the power there from Trent Barrett. It's going to be hard work now. Leeds have to roll up the sleeves. They've got to get themselves somewhere close to the halfway line. It's tense for all the coaches, especially Brian Noble.
Stays like this, St Helens will be the league leaders going into the playoffs, no matter what happens over the next 2 weeks. Leeds, they will have to be content with finishing second in the table, something that was almost unthinkable earlier in the year. And they've had a little bit of a dip in form, though, lately. That's a good kick, meanwhile, from Burrow.
Not only was it a good kick, it was great play by the Leeds pack. Their forward got them well over the halfway line, allowing Burrows the opportunity, dinking into a good corner, and look at the chase. They're squaring up a Leeds.
Well, Bill Arthur mentioned right at the top of the show that a big-name signing was on his way to Headingley next year, and he's been on the case. Bill, what can you tell us?
Eddie, the word from the Leeds camp was that there's going to be a press conference next week to announce a big-name signing, and subsequently I've just been making a few inquiries. 1 or 2 members of the press have been consulted, and the name that comes up is Frank Pritchard, the Kiwi international. But I've also consulted a man who should know what's happening out in New Zealand, Peter Leach, aka the Mad Butcher. Quick phone call to him. He's just got up. He is in fact watching Wigan against Leeds, the former New Zealand team manager and a man of many talents, heavily involved with the New Zealand Warriors as well. So he knows what's going on down under. And as far as he has heard, there's no Frank Pritchard movement coming this way, but he is on the case.
It's okay.
Okay. Oh, Webb, talking of Kiwis. Hello, Bill. Someone else is paying Bill's telephone bill. He's ringing New Zealand. This is Maguire. Offloads to Burrow. Burrow then gives it to Ablett. And Ablett will take them on, and he's just short. And he nearly stretched out then and touched it down. Thought better of it. On the charge, and great defence from the Wigan Warriors there, right on their own line. Back it comes to Burrow. He'll hoist the kick wide. That's poor. It's straight into the arms of Cameron Phelps.
Poor finish to a great build-up, but full credit to the Wigan defence, especially the halfback Thomas Luluai. He came up with 2 try-saving tackles. tackles, one after the other, but it looked for all the world the Rhinos were going to get over the whitewash. That is tremendous effort. That will please the coach, Brian Noble. This is a classic unfolding, Eddie.
Burgess coming on for Kylie Luluai. Luluai looked a bit groggy after one of the tackles earlier. This is Fielden. Great work from Fielden again. There's Luluai taking his place on the bench. Here is the other Luluai, Thomas. He's gone for a 40-20 here. Brent Webb's after it. Brent Webb gets it and passes it inside to young Lee Smith. Can't get away from Trent Barrett. And the big man Palliasina has been rested as well by Brian Noble. He's done 17 and a half minutes tonight, Palliasina.
Well, that doesn't surprise me, because after he offloaded about 3 or 4 minutes ago, it was very positive. He came up with a negative. It was his silly pass that allowed Leeds the opportunity to get the possession. Can they get away? No. Senior in tackle.
Good tackle it was too by Calderwood. Here's Lautiti again. Short ball. That's Burgess's first involvement. Good tackling again from the Wigan defence, though. This is Peacock. Still Peacock. Still Peacock. He steps out of the challenges brilliantly. Can't get away from Mathers, though.
Wonderful tackle. Wonderful run by the big fella as well.
And here is Lee Smith. Puts the boot to ball, and Cameron Phelps to the rescue. He hunts it out. It's a goal line dropout.
Leeds fans thought perhaps he was taken out. Smith got the football and then put the boot to ball. I think he was. I would think he was taken late. I think he had a good stride before he makes the attempt. Peacock's strength got him through. Mathers, beautiful tackle. But from here on in, they took the gamble. And I'm not so sure that Smith is a little bit unlucky not to get a penalty there.
Oh, you're right, Mike, but check the acceleration there on Jamie Peacock. Hit spins from a standing start and went out the blocks. Could have been Danny Maguire. That bloke's on fire.
Yes, he is. He's hitting his straps at exactly the right time. Andy Coley leaves the scene for the time being. This is Maguire. Now Ellis. He's got maybe 5 more games in Leeds colours, Gareth Ellis, before he heads off to the NRL next year. Sinfield maybe could have been pulled back then for obstruction.
Well, Ashley Klein, Eddie, sorry, I think Ashley Klein is letting this game go. He could have, and probably would have done early part of the season. Pull up half a dozen different penalties. This is being played at breakneck speed.
It has, and it is with Maguire. He goes wide to Tanzi, and Tanzi trying to take them on, but sheer weight of numbers then beat him. Calderwood and Barrett. This is Webb. Webb to Lauatiti. Big Ali is halted by 1, 2, 3, 4 were in attendance then. Webb. Maguire drifts the kick in. That was played at his offside. George play on. 6 to go, Maguire. 6 to go, Maguire.
Surely this defence has got to be breached.
Diskin waits at dummy half, right underneath the Wigan sticks. It is breached now. Webb for the champions. Sheer pressure from Leeds then. Unashamed, unadulterated pressure on the Wigan line, and eventually that pressure told. Brent Webb, the New Zealand international, his 14th try of this Super League campaign. And what a strike record the fullback's got. That is his 39th try. This is his 52nd appearance in the blue and amber of the Leeds Rhinos.
You just got the feeling that it was going to break, didn't it? Because the pressure that they were applying, the kick through, Hyam got a boot to it. Maybe it would have been better to let it through, but it's easy to talk when you stood up here watching the game. The defence was just out on its feet. You could see Fielden was struggling to get back into the position. Good work from Webb. As soon as he gets the ball, watch him spin back. Nothing that Karma could do. Webb, surely this will even up the scores.
27 years of age, born in Cairns in Australia, but playing his international rugby league for New Zealand. Sinfield makes no mistake from that range, that angle. It's 6 apiece at the JJB Stadium. Wigan 6, Leeds 6.
Good, solid pressure from the Rhinos. Got themselves into a pretty good position, and they've been keeping the ball alive. He loves nothing better than to link in, does he? Brent Webb. He doesn't mind doing the hard graft, putting himself on that first receiver. And he put himself against a couple of big boys there. But the way he spun away, nothing that Carmont could do about that.
In the first 9 Super League seasons, Wigan were never out of the top 4. And they went 7th in 2005, 8th 2006, 6th last year. They need a point from the last 2 matches to ensure 5th at least. And that will be their best finish since the Andy Farrell era. Leeds, though, they have an agenda all of their own. And Diskin is dumped to the ground by the tackle of Fielden.
You look at that set of possession. Oh, here it
Great
goes then.
offload to Webb. Here is Burrow. Sorry, Phil. Burrow escapes the net once more and then slides into the tackle.
They haven't gone wider than the goalpost. It was straight down the middle and it's taken them into a great position.
They're going wide now. This is Ellis. Ellis gets the ball away to Ablett. Here is Maguire. And Maguire dabs the kick in, looking for Burgess. Calderwood's there.
Oh,
Calderwood's missed it completely. And Burgess might have scored for the Leeds Rhinos.
I can't believe that Mark Calderwood has just completely missed the opportunity.
Nothing wrong with the onside, offside. Just a question of whether it was a clean finish. Calderwood beaten by the bounce.
Did he have the opportunity? Oh, that's a knock-on.
That's a try.
I'm not so sure, Eddie. Does it leave his fingers?
That's a try.
Yeah, that's in slow motion. I didn't see any. That'll be TRY, you're right, Eduardo, and they are in the lead.
Leeds, a couple of quick tries from Webb first, and now Luke Burgess. Well, the first video referee decision took 4 minutes. The last one has taken about 45 seconds.
Beautiful play, though. You've got to hand it to them. See how they're playing the ball a lot quicker now, the Rhinos. Giving him plenty of air, and they're looking to offload. The support play is good, the kick is good, and it was not the best position there by Mike Calderwood.
Exactly the same spec as he kicked the last conversion. Kevin Sinfield does the same again, and the Rhinos are ahead by 12 points to 6. 6 down early, 2 in 2 minutes for Leeds, the champions.
Look how Ellis just pulled the man away and then offloaded. Maguire, beautifully weighted kick. Calder would be spitting chips. He knows he had the opportunity to get to that before Luke Burgess did, and he just got fingertips to it before it hit the ground.
Sometimes, Mike, in this game, you can actually work too hard. You know, a lot of sympathy and empathy there for Mark Calderwood. He has come up with that final crucial error right at the death on that play. But he's playing right wing. He was defending on the other side of the sticks. He's gone in, looking for work, looking to scramble, trying to help his teammates out, and probably pushed himself a little bit too hard.
Brian McLennan and his team are just ahead. They met last time, 4th of July here. It was a real thriller, as this is developing into. Wigan won 23-22. Rob Burrow missed a last-second penalty that might have given the champions a victory.
Biggest problem for Wigan at the moment, they can't get hold of the possession. And the way that Leeds are playing the ball quickly, and they're using their forwards, but they've been caught. A little bit lax there from Diskin in the play the ball area. Shakes his head in disbelief at Ashley Klein, but it's about right.
Oh, I don't know, Mike. I thought that ball came backwards from his hands. Of all the close calls tonight from Matt Diskin, and there's been quite a few, that was the least one that looked like a forward pass, in my opinion.
Well, the man in the middle, in purple, Mr. Klein, Ashley Klein, the referee, he is the one who has last say, and he has given the decision, and Wigan have the possession.
He's most probably made that decision on the recommendation from a touch judge, Eddie, who stood about, what, 30 metres away. I understand it's difficult, but I've got sympathy with Leeds on that play.
25 minutes gone, the champions ahead 12-6. Here is Thomas Lulawai, and here now is Richie Mathers. Mathers, who won the grand final in 2004 with the Leeds Rhinos. He will have another assault with the Wigan Warriors this year, but it won't be from a position of strength. It won't be from first to second, will be 4th at best, maybe 5th. Here's Mathers again. Mathers!
Nice step.
Last tackle here.
Good
Last
job
tackle for Wigan.
Good job that Ellis got in there.
Good ball. This is Carmont. Carmont's got it down.
He's short, and I think he's dropped it. I think he's got a combination of both there. I don't think he kept control of it. I think he's just short. I think he's about an inch short of this one. It's a magnificent effort. There's his knock on, and there's his short. Good work from Maguire. Look at the ball carrying arm. He's got him just on the top of the shoulder, and that is sufficient for Carmont to lose possession. Boy, it's a good job we got the video referee and all the electronics that go with it tonight.
I'll tell you what, I bet Brian Noble will see the positive in that situation, because that's the first time Wigan have been in the Leeds quarter, I think, from past the first 5 minutes of this game. They have soaked up an absolute barrage of pressure in their own quarter, on their own try line. They've gone full length of the field in a good set and actually got across the whitewash. Didn't get the points, but they're down there. That'll do them a world of good for the confidence.
This is Luke Burgess. Been a substitute in the last couple. Well, that pass there might have been ruled forward, if the other one was.
It's good solid work though. I feel that Matt Diskin is getting back to his best form. He's controlling it out there. Okay, some may look a little bit forward, but Leeds are quite happy to attack the first and second markers at the Wigan, at the play the ball, and there he's off again. This is great play.
Burrow ducks under one challenge, ducks under two challenges, gets the ball away. Brave that was. That was brave by Lee Mossop. And someone said something out of turn to Ashley Klein. It's a penalty for dissent to Wigan.
Here we are, guys.
It's times like this you've got to keep your mouth shut.
Actually, I think Leeds have got a case there, because Mossop went for the ball and it went off him and forwards. Came off his arms. And Leeds were looking for a knock-on that never came.
And talking about arms, what about Mark Calderwood? Went up there and tapped the referee, Ashley Klein. Keep your hands off.
Okay. 2. Stand! Just wait. Go.
Tim Smith's out there.
It's okay, shoulder. 3.
That's a good drive by Eamon O'Carroll. There's Tim Smith.
Well, as Paul Cullen has already mentioned, that the confidence will be high. Carmont strike disallowed. Oh, big effort there from Field, and he was looking to try to offload. That's going to be a penalty. He's allowing play on, though, is Klein.
Barrett attacking the line. Gets the ball away to Harrison Hansen.
Oh, tripped him.
How important was that little flick of the ankle? It's Barrett again, looking busy tonight, isn't he, Barrett? And he's found Tim Smith, looking for Calderwood out here. Play on! It's a try! A try for Cameron Phelps. Brilliant. First try awarded without handing it upstairs to Steve Ganson. A tremendous try for Wigan. It was flicked back by the Leeds defender, and Cameron Phelps, he arrived mid-season. He's looking and hoping for a long-term deal, and every time he plays against Leeds, he looks like he might get one. 2 tries in the last encounter here in July.
Well, it looked that Hansen was over the line there, but Ablett just ankle-tapped him. But it wasn't going to be reprieved for long. The kick into the corner. They took the golden opportunity, and it was a beauty, wasn't it? Back spinning, clips through there. It was a good kick from Smith, and Phelps says we'll try to get back square. Conversion to come. We said it was going to be a thriller tonight, and they're not going to let us down. Big pressure on this young kid.
Phelps' try, and Phelps just shaves the wrong side of the post with the conversion attempt. It's 10-12 Leeds.
The skill factor in this game is absolutely breathtaking. The pass previous from Trent Barrett to put the centre away was worth, again, the admission money alone. It was a piece of genius. The knockback from Mark Calderwood. You know, he's 3 or 4 feet off the air, and he's knocked it back straight to the hands of his inside centre. That's hours and hours and hours on a training field.
I tell you what, Mark Calderwood, you know, would like, I think this is the pass from Barrett that set Hansen through. Mark Calderwood would like to play Leeds every week, because he plays against his old teammates for Wigan, and he looks like a man possessed.
It often works out that way, Eddie. Don't ask me why. It's one of those psychological questions that even you couldn't answer, Eduardo.
Ruiz! Play Lou! Go!
That's Luluai. This fielded.
Play on!
Great offload. Thomas Luluai again. Underneath the challenge of Lauatiti. Couldn't get the pass away to Mossop.
He's been in top form as well, Thomas Luluai.
Phelps dummy half. Barrett fires the pass to Smith. Oh, that's a knock on by Carmont. Swooped on by Lee Smith. Lee Smith is going to be too quick. Lee Smith for Leeds under the post. Oh, Wigan. The ball put down. And Lee Smith, well, it was a gift. Bounced up kindly for him. And Lee Smith is no slouch. A try against Castleford last week. 2 tries here in a defeat in 2005. And Lee Smith has capitalised on an error from George Carmont. And Lee Smith has put Leeds in front.
Well, a chance was there. They tried to get the link very, very quickly indeed. And Carmont had just gone a little bit too early. Lee Smith, this is what they get paid for. This is why they've got the speed. This is why they call the winger. And he has made them pay. Just drifting past was the Tim Smith pass. Carmont couldn't get it in, and Lee Smith says, I'm going to put the Rhinos even further ahead. Grin all over his face. Surely this be an easy extras.
Just waiting while Wigan get behind their own goal line. Away from Kevin Sinfield as he takes this kick. He's bang in front though, Sinfield, and makes no mistake. 300th appearance last week. He began tonight needing 42 points to join Lewis Jones in scoring over 2,000 points for the Leeds Rhinos. Something for Brian Noble to think about.
You know, Lee Smith hasn't had continuous selection on the wing for the Leeds this year. He's been in and out of the first team and he's mixed in a few positions. Eddie, it would not surprise me if Tony Smith selects him as one of his wingers for the World Cup. I think he has fantastic potential and a hunger and appetite to involve himself in different parts of the field. He's got versatility to offer with a World Cup selection, and he's also a very, very tough player.
Bill, and even on tonight's performance, he's got to get himself past Mark Calderwood, who's been out in the cold for an awful long while. You know, guys are bringing their A game as the playoffs come about.
Paul, I think you've got as much chance at Paul as Mark Calderwood of going to Australia.
Eddie, I can still do a little bit, you know.
I know, that's what I mean.
You can always buy a ticket from me, Paul.
I think we've just seen in that last passage of play the significant difference, I think, tonight between the Leeds Rhinos and the Wigan Warriors. Leeds have been content to do this all night. Work away in the middle channels. Work hard, push up, target the same defenders. Wigan ran that big play in their own half, and the ball from Tim Smith just wasn't on the money. They took a gamble. Leeds aren't at the moment.
Bruising battle this, injuries, Bill.
Yeah, Kevin Stuart Fielden just picked up a knock, I think. It was that tackle a couple of tackles ago. Oh!
The ball was knocked back then by Lauatiti, and Mossop was the man for Wigan who was first to react and picked it up. Back to you, Bill.
Yeah, a couple of tackles ago, Stuart Fielden went in hard on Nick Scruton and came out with his right arm hanging limp and just looking a little bit sore. And the last tackle after that, he was a bit gingerly into it, so I think he's just picked up a knock to the right shoulder.
Leeds 8 points to the good and 6.25 minutes to the half-time break. In possession here, though, Wigan with Joel Tompkins, one of Wigan's most improved players in 2008. He gets them to the halfway line on the fourth tackle. Luluai, Tim Smith. Smith angles the kick towards that wing, and Lee Smith picks it up for the Rhinos. Here goes Brent Webb now. Halted by Tim Smith, and also their Eamon O'Carroll.
Ooh, that looks as though there's a little bit of a knock on there by Webb. They got away with it. But the one thing, again, as Paul Cullen has highlighted, that the quick play of the ball and get himself into a good position. It's good, solid, hard work. They're sharing the workload as well at Leeds. And the most important thing is that they are tiring.
Swinging arm by Tompkins.
That's a silly penalty to give away late in the tackle count as well. But what Leeds are doing are really tiring this Wigan defence. When you get first and second markers, often it's someone who is a little bit fatigued, getting in there, having a little bit of a rest, and all they're doing is trying to find them out.
You're right, and the 34 minutes into this game, Big Stuart Field not been off the field as yet. I don't think Wigan have the confidence to take him off because they're a little bit light on the bench in that front row, where Jamie Peacock is off the field, and you know, the two big props and Scruton's on the field now with Lulawai for the Leeds Rhinos, and they get a chance just to have that little bit of a break. Hyam's off, and Thomas Lulawai, is now playing at hooker.
Burrow to Maguire, meanwhile, for Leeds. There's the pass to Lauatiti. Oh, and he just stepped out of the challenge then of Barrett. Eventually, Wigan wrap him up. Oops, the ball came out, then knock on. Smile from Lauatiti, but it's nothing to laugh about this.
Well, it's hard to see if there was a fingertip. There may have been from Tompkins. Yeah, there's a messing around there, isn't there? They've got away with it with cherry and whites. And fair play to Ali Lauatiti. Didn't lose his cool. Just had a grin on his face.
Lauatiti wasn't carrying it very securely, was he? It invited a little bit of a cheat from Tompkins, and the referee took it hook, line and sinker. Can't blame him for that. Cheat? Well, it's against the rules. Yeah, there's a definite flick there.
From others as well.
Well, there's been a few experiments, I believe, over in the NRL where they've run with two referees over the past few months in the junior leagues, and maybe one tucked behind the ruck can see there were deliberate Wigan hands on that ball, knocking it out after the tackle was called.
Danny, stand! Marcus Square, don't hold him, George.
It's going to be a big ask now, Wigan. They really do need to put a try if they can just before the half-time break. It's certainly not all gone yet. They're only 8 points behind, but they spend a lot of time defending. Oh, big hit there. Oh, Scruton got the shoulder in.
Lulawai's kick.
I'm just saying, Wigan have spent a lot of time in their own half defending.
Webb has just increased the pace. Gives it to Tansey. That's a brilliant pass. That's good defence from Tompkins.
That's fine.
Here's Burrow at dummy half. This is senior.
They've stepped up another gear of Leeds. And they know it as well. They're not finished, they're not done. They want to score another one before the break.
They're in possession with Maguire.
You can see now that Wigan, early in the game, they were moving up quickly, getting into the face of Leeds now. They're hanging back. Some are taking a step, others are just hanging back to see what Leeds are going to do with it. You can't do it against this Rhinos outfit. Too much quality out there.
Burrow attacking the line, gives it to Webb. Webb then gives it to Lauatiti. Lauatiti comes back on the inside, was ankle tapped by Lee Mossop. Last tackle here. Barrett's all over him, but the referee says get on with it, and Burrow gives it to Sinfield. They give it to Maguire. Maguire gets the kick in, looking for the chasers again, and it's flicked away by Mathers. Offside though. Leeds have a penalty under the sticks.
Good pressure there from Carl Ablett. He's impressed me over the past few weeks as this fella. Big centre. He didn't get back. 2 or 3 never made any attempt to get back to the man, which is Ashley Klein. He allowed the advantage to play on, and surely they'll... No, they're going to do the tap. Sinfield said, let's go for the try.
1.5 to half-time. They're so close. Why not? This is Lauatiti.
Watch for the inside pass.
Well, they've just moved the play across 12 metres or so. Burrow. Still Burrow, but just lost the momentum slightly. Sinfield gets the pass away. That's Kylie Lulawai. And he's given the try as Ashley Klein. Brian McClelland's on his way downstairs. Kylie Lulawai, who got a couple of tries in the defeat at Warrington at the start of August, has hit that ball at pace again and has touched down next to the sticks. They went for broke. They were offered the chance of taking 2 points with a penalty under the sticks. Kevin Sinfield spurned that opportunity, waved away the chance, said we'll go for broke, and the gamble's paid off.
Just what prop forwards have to do. Come on to the ball, vim and vigour, sheer strength. Nothing was going to stop this fella. That was a wonderful effort, and fair credit to the Rhinos. They were so full of confidence. A penalty right in front. They had the game in the palm of their hands, but they went for broke, went for the extras. Instead of 2, surely this will turn into 6. Sinfield won't miss from here.
And he doesn't. Flags go up. And there's the half-time siren. And Leeds have established a 14-point advantage at the break. Kylie Luluai, that's his 7th try in all competitions this year. And that is, well, more than he has scored in his entire career in the National Rugby League of Australia. Fantastic last-second boost for the champions here at the JB Stadium. Wigan have been in the contest, don't worry about that, but Leeds in the